AKA Padders. Welcome to AKAPAD's All Day with Destiny podcast. You over there, you are a part of the AKAPAD army if you're listening to this podcast. We just love movies. We fucking love those things. We're marching, we're racing, we're jumping, we're leaping, we're doing a big Hulk jump to episode 500, and we're discussing. Can you hear the enthusiasm in my voice? I'm sorry, I'm just in this like deadline, so much work. Just got bad news with a coworker right now, horrible news, and damn, like some of this stuff just brings you right into perspective. Part of this podcast is even me honoring my father and my mother, who, you know, we essentially grew up in a movie/music house. We loved movies. We did. We watched them all the time. We taped them off of HBO and Cinemax. And this show, part of it is my connection to many of these movies. Some of them are new releases. Some of them are oldie goodies. Some of them are oldie baddies. But so much of AKAPAD's All Day with Destiny podcast is honoring the line of cinema, of the hard work, of the sacrifices that these people make to relatively entertain us. And in a way, that's exactly what I'm even doing with you right now. Everything's on the line. I got so many things in the air. It is crazy. It's nutty. But I do it. I do it because I know there's a lot of you out there that get enjoyment out of this. And look, like I said, you know, bad news always shakes you, and it should. But, you know, like some of you have told me that, you know, I'm a weekly distraction. And that's a big thing. And if you're out there and I'm distracting you, well, I love you and rock and roll, because we're talking. We're talking what I view as the greatest filmmakers of all time. Now, yes, Michael Bay and Zack Snyder are on that list. Right here, right now, we got Ridley Scott. So I just wanted to get some of my thoughts in order. Ridley Scott. People know him for Alien. People know him for Blade Runner. People know him for Gladiator. And it's like, Pete, how on earth? I mean, the guy's known relatively for 3 movies. What the frig? How is he, realistically, how is he on this list? Why is he so high? 2021, The Last Duel came out. Social media threw it under the bus. I saw this movie. It blew my effing head off my shoulders. The realism. Period piece that legit feels like a period piece. It's gray. It's dark. It deals with, what people like to call a woke subject matter. It's barely there, like in the movie. It is a plot device. It was used in the marketing, but there's so much more to The Last Duel. And then within that same year, and I couldn't wait to see this movie. This movie inspired me. I've read the book. House of Gucci, Lady Gaga, another collab with Adam Driver. Keep in mind, Last Duel is Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Adam Driver. Right? I mean, come on. The House of Gucci had there's like this richness to it. Seeing Lady Gaga and Lady Gaga and the Madonna comparisons are like, they're fun, they're there. But Madonna never was as good on screen ever as Gaga was in House of Gucci. Gaga deserved more accolades. Too effing good. That movie just inspired me to learn more about the Gucci. Because, I love fashion. But you don't know what you don't know sometimes. And then it hit me. There are so many of Ridley Scott movies outside of Alien and Blade Runner that I go to. 2001, Black Hawk Down. 2005, Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut. Maybe the greatest period piece of all time. Of the Crusades, starring Orlando Bloom. 1989, Black Rain, more neo-noir, Michael Douglas. Freaking, I love, just frame by frame, how well that movie is shot. 2013, amazing ensemble cast. A movie, like, it's hard to classify the genre, crime drama, but The Counselor, the ending too, right? Like Penelope Cruz and her fate. Oh my God, The Counselor, holy crapoli. 1985, Tom Cruise, Legend. Pinewood, I believe Pinewood Studios burned down during the production. That movie, like, literally burned down a studio. 1996, White Squall. These are just movies I watch a lot. White Squall, I love watching White Squall and Wind back to back. Similar movies around the same time. Jeff Bridges, tragic movie. 2001, another like 1-2 combo. Hannibal. No one liked this movie when it came out. Everyone bashed it. It's hard. It gets compared to Silence of the Lambs, but Hannibal is, I don't know, maybe more scary. Has maybe more visual. The pigs alone, Gary Oldman alone, should flip you out with this movie. Gary Oldman, holy crap. A mastermind, unstoppable performance. And then we get these Alien movies. We get Alien. Jeez, I watched that movie so much. Alien. I love the 2017 Alien Covenant. Just because it's like, it's just new. It's bright. It's glossy. It's just beautiful to look at. Everyone is so hot. Even Danny McBride. And then we get Prometheus, 2012. So many people, again, hate this. They hate Prometheus. It's disappointing. I don't care about like how well it syncs up with anything. Watching Prometheus as it is, again, it's one of the greatest science fiction movies of all time. And then 2015, The Martian. This is the revelation I had when I discovered who Ridley Scott was. And then I go through his filmography. Now, Boy with the Bicycle, short film, that was always on like a list. It was always in interviews. I watched it around this time, and it's just like it's a mission statement it's a technical mission statement. I can shoot, I can move the camera, we can do the sound. I believe it's 4 minutes. It's just 4 minutes of a kid taking a bicycle around where him and Tony Scott, his now deceased brother, grew up. Tony Scott, too. Keep in mind, his brother is the guy who is remaking The Warriors, but is also the dude behind Man on Fire and Top Gun. 1977, The Duelist. Harvey Keitel. Great intro movie. One of the best, like, hey, I'm here movies. 1979, Alien, we know it. 1982, Blade Runner, we know it. 1985, Legend. Look at this, the visual trilogy alone between Alien, Blade Runner, and Legend. And Legend just gets zero freaking credit. Legend is right there. It's one of the top fantasy movies we have today. Someone to Watch Over Me, 1987, Tom Berenger. Great neo-noir. 1989, Black Rain. Michael Douglas, true neo-noir. 1991, a great piece to go if we're watching some crime dramas. If we need a movie to pair Natural Born Killers with, and even Pulp Fiction, Thelma and Louise is it. 1992, Dueling at this point. Dueling Christopher Columbus movies. I love the score. This is the better one. 1942, Conquest of Paradise. It's there. Amazing epic movie. 1997, G.I. Jane. Now in the lexicon thanks to Will Smith. 2000, Oscar. Takes It All, Gladiator. 2001. A year later, Hannibal, Black Hawk Down. I even talk about Black Hawk Down for 2001. Black Hawk Down, I will watch that movie over Saving Private Ryan. Black Hawk Down gets nothing when it comes to credit. Black Hawk Down is one of the top, maybe not the top, military movies. It's the best modern day military movie. It's better than Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30. Zero Dark 30 also underrated. But it's a pro intervention movie, and it's important. 2003, one of the great gotchas, the great con movies. Nicolas Cage, Matchstick Men. 2005, Kingdom of Heaven, what I consider one of the greatest period movies ever, if not the best. 2006, good year, Russell Crowe, Moving On. 2007, Russell Crowe, American Gangster. This movie took everything over. People loved it. 2008, Come and Go, Body of Lies. 2010, Robin Hood, maybe my biggest dark spot. I gotta see that. I gotta see the Russell Crowe, Robin Hood. I mean, Russell Crowe has become his collaborator. 2012, we all know how I feel about Prometheus. 2013, The Counselor. Amazing contrast when it comes to production, going from Prometheus to The Counselor. To 2014 now, Exodus, Gods and Kings. Yeah, people just don't like biblical movies anymore. This one's as good as any of them. It's great. 2015, The Martian. Again, we're back. Everyone becomes all about The Martian. Martian goes for a little bit of an Oscar run. 2017, Alien Covenant. People hate it. They overlook it. It's there. 2017, also, All the Money in the World. The Getty Kidnapping. Hoax. Mark Wahlberg. Hulu did I think a 10-part series on this. They're both good. All the Money in the World sure got way more attention. Mark Wahlberg, I think, is one of his better performances, easy, because he's not a Boston boy. And we know how I feel about The Last Duel. We know how I feel about House of Gucci. And then coming up, he's announced Napoleon. Again, Apple TV just coming in with all of these movies. Talked about Martin Scorsese's next movie in our last episode. So a lot of what we just went through there. I mean, American Gangster brought the Denzel Washington character to like a flood of attention and documentaries about that real life individual. But the reason why Ridley Scott is even above Steven Spielberg, because in 2021 we get two amazing, outstanding movies from an individual who has mastered his craft. His range is to die for. I mean, you go from Hannibal, Black Hawk Down to Matchstick Men. Yeah, I mean, you can pick any block. Black Rain, Thelma and Louise, 1492, Conquest of Paradise. How about The Counselor, Exodus, Gods and Kings, The Martian? His runs are there. Most of his movies are real budgeted movies, but they're small concepts. They're playgrounds for actors. Nothing, I mean, just the look alone of Ridley Scott's movies. His movies are just beautiful. They're all well balanced. I mean, across the board. It's the best of the industry. And you can kind of tell he's working with subjects that entertain him. And I give him credit. He took on all that alien stuff, because people like the Prometheus backlash, and he goes, like, F you. Like, here's another alien movie. Like, F you. I get that, like that's him kind of pushing back against the internet culture. The individuals who have destroyed film criticism. His movies, just collectively, they have a grit and a realism to them. And again, the range, super feature sci-fi, period pieces, modern day dramas, modern day crime, modern day con movies. Last Duel and House of Gucci, 2 period movies that really do exist within the period. And then opening up his entire stack, his entire filmography, essentially with The Duelist, Alien, Blade Runner, and Legend. I mean, vast range. And he doesn't quite have the Jaws, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park that Spielberg has. These crowd-pleasing and critic-pleasing movies. But the in-between and the consistency does overtake someone like Spielberg. The height of his productions are there. I mean, the guy can do anything. He can do almost any subject matter. Variety. I mean, again, like variety, I'm looking at Black Hawk Down and American Gangster. The variety is there, and it's hard. It's some guys work within a certain scale. He does big scale like no one other, with a consistency like no one other. He's there. Ridley Scott is the second greatest, what I could view as the second greatest filmmaker of all time. Next episode, 499, we will talk about the greatest filmmaker of all time. That will be revealed. I guess you'll see the update for that. All right, people. Rock and roll. We're getting a lot done. I love it. Let's go.